Say it. Bereshit. Bereshit. The first letter in that word is the Hebrew word Bet. Bet. Equivalent to what you would call in English B. Yeah? Now let's step out the Torah and step into the Bible of the New Testament. You with me? The first word in the first book of the New Testament, which is called the book of Matthew, is Bibulus in Greek. Say Bibulus. And it means little book. There you go. Little book. It's a Greek letter for B. You with me? The first word in the Quran is Bismillah. And if they say, no, brother, before that, the Tasmiyah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, how they say it corrupted, was the fifth revelation of Muhammad. It wasn't the first, but the first was Iqra. I said, right. The first was Iqra. Someone said to Muhammad, Iqra. And then when he told him what to read, he said, Iqra what? Bismillah. So the B is there again. Bismillah. And how we read it. You with me?
All right, come on with it.
The three letters B that have been passing through the scriptures given to you have been controlled by the Magos. The Magos, the SCMs. Today you may call them the Masonic Order or the Freemasons. You follow? They have been protectors of the scripture under the name Knights of Templar for thousands of years. For those who don't know. And the key number on the back of the dollar bill is what? Say it louder. The key number 13. Say your alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, 13, M, Mason, Meta, Latin word for matter, or mother, and son, Ma, son, the protector of Mary and Jesus, the real one. This is information that has been kept secret for far too long from you. Now I want the teachers to see this inflammation. Now we ought to inflame the population with it. That's all. This inflammation. Note it now as the first time you heard it. And note later on, your teachers will be getting up and using it and never recognize who the Most High is, who has the most information in this day and time. Note this. It finish this journey. I can't give y'all with so much light. There are two Illuminatis. There's Illuminatis of the amber light, and there's Illuminatis of the green light. You have been the Illuminatis before you initiated them into the order of the Illuminatis. You gave them the amber light. When Michael taught Lucifer, and Lucifer rebelled in the heavens and was cast down here, and was given the right to socialize and walk side by side with the angels. Look in the book of Job. When the angels go back to heaven, Lucifer's with them again. After all he's done, as a Luciferian, he's still an Elohim. He's just a Wah, not a Yah. Wah and Yah is where they get the word Yahweh from. Yah is the cuneiform for good, and Wah is the cuneiform for disagreeable or evil. Yahweh was Tammuz's name, as he brought the Enlilites and the Enkiites into one family, or Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt into one family, Ammon and Iraq, which goes into another story. So these beings, Shu, the heavenly ones, came down to earth, you follow, and mixed in with human beings. And some of them married the daughters of men and produced mighty wise Galileans, his children. Genesis chapter 6. But the claim was that Tammuz, referred to as my spirit in Genesis chapter 6, will not always be with man, for he is also flesh. His days shall be 120. The lifespan of the Elohim is 1,000 years each of your time. But he had to leave at 120. That's Genesis chapter 6. That's not talking about Jesus. My spirit shall not always talk man, for he but flesh. His days shall be 120. Come on with it. That's the Tammuz that's been assigned to you by the Anunnaki. A name they don't want to talk about. Zechariah Sitchin. And these guys are now talking about Anunnakis in this later day and time. Because they know the ancient ones were coming forth again. They knew that incarnations were going to start happening again. They knew they had to drug you. They had to suppress you. They had to intoxicate you.
And V-Shot. That's that V-Shot, y'all.
It didn't work as old days. Our fathers and grandfathers stayed drunk off of brew. When that was not strong enough to suppress the God in you, they moved on into heroin. And all throughout the 50s and the 60s, they had us down on heroin. And when heroin couldn't hold us down, but we could get heroin, they came on with a new
So that's why they made these movies.
Was supposed to kick the heroin and they got you addicted to the methadone. And that couldn't hold us down. So they came out with dust prepared for angels to sprinkle with They was sprinkling angel dust over our neighborhood. Have us hallucinating, but they knew the power of the hippocampus area in our brain, and that was a contact with the Most High. So they got the hallucinatory part of our brain deadened by drugs. And when you couldn't afford angel dust, and you couldn't afford cocaine, they lowered the price and said, crack it. Penetrate that skull by any means possible. Crack his head open. Eat his brains. And we start burning ourselves out on a pipe of crack. You know what? They're kicking that too.
The movies, man. Those the movies making you, come on, programming you to do that when you get older, man.
You can't keep a good man down.
So that's what they mean about sellouts.
We have a destiny with our ancestors. Whether you want to call them Egyptians, Moors, whatever you want to call them, we have a date. And when that date comes, nobody can mess with it. Our story, not his story, must be renewed every 25,000 years. His story, that's why they make a mistake, and I correct that in this lesson, but they're giving the devil a history. And the history is only 6,000 years old for him. So why would we have to renew our history to 25,000 years if the devil wasn't here 50,000 years ago? And according to your teachers, he just got here 6,000 years ago. He was no problem. I hope we have the devil doing the method before the devil. No.
Stop playing, man. Stop playing.